we're just getting underway. Just following our course that I planned in. It's a little breezy, not too bad. I guess 12 knots, so it's actually nice. Heading down the Sakana River. It's going to be dead into the wind though. I think we'll have to motor the whole way. And so far, the dinghy is towing kind of nicely. So I got her snubbed up close on a little bridle against a fender. And it's like she's not even there. The boat doesn't even notice her. See you later, Board Light Marina. Now we got tired of listening to the engine, so I decided to sail a little bit.
What's up?
Just doing a little video. Pass that light out there, and then we're gonna go east. We'll be reaching pretty much all the way to Cuttyhunk. So, 10 and a half knots breeze. I guess we're getting 6 through the water. Not so bad. Cruising right along. Cruising right along here. Cuttyhunk in the distance. Well, we're on the hook here at Cuttyhunk. Nice sail over here, about 6 hours. We'll have the surf and the bell to keep us company tonight. Lovely. We're gonna hop in the dinghy and go explore. You guys ready for a little dinghy ride? Let's do a circle around.
Everybody's having a good rendezvous here this weekend.
All right, so CC, we'll see you in a little while. Good. The smell of the beach rose. Lovely.
Vineyard South.
Well, here at Cuttyhunk Harbor, sailed over here today with John and Libby, my mom and dad, and we had a great sail over. It was a lovely day. We were walking around Cuttyhunk, and my mom tripped and fell and landed on her wrist, and it seems to have broken it or dislocated it. It looked pretty wonky, and she's, she was in some pain. EMT came and looked at her and decided she needed to go to the hospital. Obviously no hospitals here on Cuttyhunk, so the EMT offered to take John and Libby over to Paden in his boat, and they've Ubered over to New Bedford Hospital there, and she's getting seen now, and hopefully she's gonna be okay, and that'll heal quickly. So that leaves me here at anchor alone this evening. It's a lovely night, as you can see, and I'll sail back to Fall River tomorrow single-handed, so that'll be exciting. So yeah, so more excitement. Well, it's a beautiful day, morning here in Cuttyhunk, and there's not a whole lot of wind. It's about 6 in the morning, and I'm gonna get underway, get back to Fall River. So wind's pretty much gonna be on the nose the whole way, so leaving early, it's gonna take me a little bit longer. I'll take a big hitch out to the southwest, beating, and then once I can fetch Secundit Point, I'll tack back in and head that way. So here goes. Beautiful morning here, Cuttyhunk. Nice little island. Haven't heard from my mom yet. Hope she's all right. Well, it's 6:40, and sails are up. Here it's quiet. We're getting 5 knots through the water, 12 knots of breeze. Change of plans. I did take a hitch in first. Plenty of room in Buzzards Bay. and that'll keep me from going too far offshore. And given the wind angle, it seemed like the right move to start with. So I was already pretty much headed this way as I headed out of Cuttyhunk Harbor. Very beautiful morning. We're churning along, almost 6 knots over the ground. So yeah, real nice. Got a few lines to clean up. So I'll be doing a little coiling now. Cuttyhunk through the isinglass, my dirty isinglass. Well, the downside of heading into Buzzards Bay was the wind kind of pooped out on us. So I am on the starboard tack now. We're heading out. Yeah, lesson learned, I guess. Out to sea, a little more wind out there. I should also say that there are, the reason I left so early this morning is there are small craft advisories for this afternoon, late afternoon. So I want to be safely tucked back into my slip at Borden Light Marina by the time any of that crap hits us. So hence the 6 a.m. Departure from Cuttyhunk. Well, as you can hear, the engine's on. The wind kind of petered out about 5 knots, so started to furl in the head sail, so leaving up the main should help a little bit, and we'll make our way maybe a little bit more directly towards the destination. It should fill in later. Hopefully, we can get back to sailing. Not my favorite sound, engine, but you know, that's how we get places. I don't know if it's going to come out, but you can see these tidal currents. You get these little streams of foam, and it pass through one, and notice that it's also kind of full of floating plastic bits, which is pretty gross. We need to do better, people. Keep that plastic out of the ocean. The wind is starting to fill in a little bit. Just saw 9 knots. I'm not going to sail until we see, you know, pretty consistent, let's say 10 plus. Sans Souci doesn't really sail well in light air. She's pretty heavy. So 10 knots seems like sort of her floor. Anything less than that, she's kind of bouncing all over the place. The autopilot doesn't work, which is kind of tough. It works, but not on a wind hold, which means that she should hold the angle to the wind. But if it's not detecting that much wind, it's really not that good at it. So I need 10 knots. So we'll wait for that. You know, we're at 8.5 true. So. And we're making progress towards our destination. So, yeah, I'll definitely be in before any of that snotty stuff happens this evening. I got a little tired of waiting for the wind to fill in, listening to the engine. So, I don't know, pretty steady 8 or 9 knots of wind here. As you can see, we're not gonna win any races. 3.5 knots through the water, but you know, we're sailing. So better than not sailing. Coming up on Sakana Point. There's the new Sakana light over there. might be able to hear the bell or the gong on that red mark over there. Lovely day, 7 knots of wind. Put the Jenny away. She doesn't like being on such low wind, but the staysail getting it done. When I get around the point, I'll head off a little bit, and then I can put the Genoa back up. Sail up the Sakana River. Well, the wind's pretty light. I know it's about 6 or 7 knots. And we're getting about 4, I guess, through the water. A little bit of help from the tide getting in. This is Skylar Ledge, the Sakana Light. Actually, we can get pretty close to the Sakana Light. It's obviously foul behind it. In there. Now we're reaching up the Sakana River now, and we'll go right by my parents' house. A couple hours. Well, this is a pleasant sail up the Sakana River. I mean, we're not killing it. Less than 10 knots, but the wind shifted around to the northwest, which puts us close hauled for a little bit. But if you can see on the plotter here, I'll be heading off, taking a right in a left-handed wind in a little while, and that should speed us up a little bit. Really pleasant out. It's quite warm, so I've down to a t-shirt. Well, there's a lot of boats out today. I am about 30 minutes from Morden Light. Things all set up to go. I was docking. John, my dad, is going to meet me there to help me get Sans Souci back at the dock. So far, a successful trip up the Sakana River. A little fluky winds, things went back and forth, and I finally gave up and pulled down the sails and turned on the motor. Well, I made it back to my slip, and here's the weather that was forecasted. That's coming in, so I'm glad tucked in here. I got it back a couple of hours ago, so it wasn't even close. But yeah, I don't think I want to be out there